It's Ash from SuperVideos back for another video for The Walking Dead, Dead City. In this video, we're going to talk about a very interesting topic, a scene in Dead City where we're going to see a swarm of horrifying roaches. There's some details about how it's going to happen and how it connects to the theme of the story, where the story takes place, and the threat of the zombies and how those two are intertwined. So stay tuned, we'll be right back to break this down. Alright, as always, before we dive into it, smash the like button, subscribe to join our community, and press the bell to be notified when I upload on the channel. With that said, let's dive right into it. Lauren Cohan, who of course plays Maggie Rhee in the Walking Dead universe, revealed that a horrifying roach swarm is coming to Dead City. Now, obviously, we know that Dead City takes place in New York, and we know that there is going to be a part of the story that takes place in the sewers of New York, where you would expect to see a lot of crazy, nasty stuff like rats, roaches. So this definitely lines up. Based on what Lauren Cohan says, there's going to be plenty of unique undead threats centered on the island. Here is other detail that Lauren Cohan shared. She teased that there will be a creepy, crawly scene where Maggie and Negan have to deal with the swarm of cockroaches as they're hiding from nearby walkers. So it's not necessarily that the roaches pose a threat, but that Negan and Maggie have to hide behind or underneath roaches to hide themselves from walkers who are in the sewers. I'm assuming that a lot of the scenes that we saw in the trailer were Maggie was in some sort of an underground tunnel or sewage area will be connected to this scene that they're teasing. She did say, though, that it was all CGI magic. She actually got to see the finished product after the fact. She said that was a fun one to watch in post-production. The augmentation and the sound of the legs, their shells scuttling together. I think there was a time when we thought about doing it with rats, but it was so much more insidious for it to be roaches. Now, there's a few things that I do want to mention. Obviously, for those that get creeped out by roaches and insects, this is perfect because you don't need to do much. Just showing it, showing them crawl with the noises, you can get to a lot of fans who are in that group. But the other part of it is, how does this really make sense from a realism perspective? Because you would think the walkers would eat the roaches, they would still smell the survivors and still try to get to them, something along those lines. So they're gonna have to be real careful how they explain it and how it all comes together. But it is definitely intriguing and something that could be really, really cool depending on how it comes together. And obviously, since we know that we're gonna see the mutated walker in the underground tunnels, they might be doing both of those things in the same episode, which would be super awesome because you have the best of both worlds, some creepy stuff that doesn't involve the walkers necessarily, and some creepy stuff that definitely involves the walkers in some way, shape, or form. Now, one thing I do want to mention though is that Lauren Cohan did mention they were going to do it with rats initially, but then they changed their mind, and that actually automatically reminded me of The Last of Us Part 2, particularly because we did see the rat monster in The Last of Us Part 2, which is basically a bunch of clickers and shamblers mutated together. So it's definitely cool that they wanted to do it with the rats, but something tells me that they decided not to do that because, again, they knew also that fans would think of the rat monsters. Not that the rats themselves were going to look like that, but since we're going to see mutated walkers, it would make it easier for fans to really compare the two and kind of pick apart the differences and similarities. But that's pretty much everything I wanted to go through in this video. I'm definitely intrigued to know your thoughts and opinions about both the mutated walkers showing up and also the swarm of roaches. I want to know what your predictions are. Do you think that those two things are going to be connected in some way in the episodes? Or do you think that those are going to be two completely separate things? So share your thoughts and opinions in the comment section below. I hope you enjoyed this. If you did, smash the like button, subscribe to join our community, and press the bell to be notified when I upload on the channel. That's it for this video. See you next time for another super video.